everyone, welcome back to JPWHU TV. My name is John, your host as always. The subject of today's video is discussing West Ham 1, Arsenal 0. So as always, let's start off with the team sheet. In goal we had Fabianski with the same back four in front of him as the previous few games of Zabaleta, Diop, Ogbonna and Creswell, with Rice and Noble as the holding midfielders, with Anderson out on the left-hand side, Antonio out on the right, with Samir Nasri in the middle, supporting an Arnautovic. Now, I'll come on to an Arnautovic in a moment because there's been a lot of videos over the last few days and a lot of the story about an Arnautovic, so we'll talk about him in a moment. But basically, the first half, said striker pretty much only was on the ball like once, I think, once or twice. Played very well in the first half. He really did try, but it just wasn't working. Anderson could have scored one if his target was a little bit closer to the goal itself. First shot on target was by Noble, by the looks of it. And in the first half, you know, Ogbonna scared me a couple of times when Arsenal came attacking, but we were in general, especially when when Rice and Creswell linked up together to make a very good tackle and clearance from the Arsenal threat. I do want to mention number 5, Socrates. How that guy remained on the pitch, I'll never know. Very dirty challenge a few times in the first and second halves, so I don't know how that guy stayed on the pitch in any shape or form. Not that it makes any difference to us because we won the game 1-0 due to a sumptuous strike by Declan Rice in the second half, which I'll come on to in a moment. But in general, the majority of the battle of Arsenal was in midfield for a lot of it. Arsenal had a few chances, but the finishing was poor, so was ours. And so turning to the second half now, just talk about the first half very quickly still. Antonio worries me down when he's on the wing. I don't know what his place is. I don't know what his role is in the club anymore. I really don't. He's very good at running down the wing. You know, he was very fortunate to get the ball just about in play in the first half. But his passing ability is very inaccurate, shall we say. He really seems like he can't think for himself properly, and that's beginning to worry me, and I'm sure it's beginning to worry quite a few of you as well. But in general, as I say, the first half we played well. We defended very well, and it was 0-0. Second half comes round. We're able to observe an Arnautovic, because being down in the Bobby Moore lower, a lot better than we were able to in the first half. And to be honest, guys, I'm very worried. Very worried indeed. I honestly thought that his body language in the second half was more to do with that he was getting angry at himself, but it didn't seem that way. It looked like he was getting angry because he wasn't getting the ball. But we had some good play in the second half. More specifically, Declan Rice's goal, absolutely brilliant finish from him. Basically, Anderson takes the corner from the right hand side if you're facing this way. If you're facing this way, it's still the right hand side. But as I say, it was ball came in very well from him, but it just didn't seem to be all that well connected to it. So Noble seemed to clear it straight into Declan Rice's path and scored from it doesn't look like it, but from our point of view, it would look like a very tight angle. Very hardly any space in, but great little backspin on it as it went into the back of the net, and boy oh boy did he celebrate. You could really see how much he loves the club. On the flip side, let's talk about Arnautovic when he was substituted off on the 75th minute, I think it was, around about that sort of time. Substituted for Carroll, did his usual claps for the supporters, but gave everyone a wave as well, sort of like that to people. Now, we probably haven't seen it, but yeah, he's just like that, really, with his arms up. I think he's gone. Now, I didn't want to talk about Arnautovic because over the last couple of days, because I like for the dust to settle, and I'll talk about things and my observations of it. A few things spring to mind. As I said to my mates before the game, 1, why is the Chinese club not declared? 2, why is a club bidding 35 million euros in China? Surely it would be more advantageous for them to make a bid in US dollars. So there's that as well, because apparently it has been reported that it is in euros and not actually in pounds as it was stipulated. The pound conversion of it is £31.5 million. So it's 150% ish before the add-ons of how much of how much we bought him from Stoke. Now, this happened at Stoke 18 months ago. Okay, so it's clear that his agent is a knob, quite frankly. But it also seems that Arnautovic is pretty confident, as he always is about everything, or arrogant about everything, that he's gone by the end of the month. Because obviously we don't play at home until beginning of February, when we've got Liverpool on the Monday night. Now this to me says that the celebration, we all turn around and say, that's it, he's gone, he's off. I hope that he isn't. I hope that we can keep hold of him. The Pellegrini has come out categorically saying he's not for sale in any shape or form. Maybe Arnautovic is trying to force the club's hand by doing that sort of goodbye to the player, goodbye to the club. Didn't seem to say goodbye to any of the players. Just seemed to say goodbye to the fans. Now, as I say, we'll see what happens in the next, 3 weeks' time, just under 2.5 weeks, give or take. But yeah, it's not looking good. But I do personally think that Arnautovic has been unfairly compared to Payet, because it's different circumstances. You know, Payet down tools right from the start of the season, and you know, but he didn't really exactly down tools before the Birmingham game. You know, he didn't down tools at Brighton, he didn't down tools at Southampton, and he didn't down tools at Burnley. I mean, that's basically how long this thing's been going on for. From what I understand, the agent has been into the club boardroom a few times since the start of the season, demanding more money. This has nothing to do with what his brother is saying, who is his agent, about him wanting to challenge for titles. We're still in the cup. We're 8th at the table as it stood at the end of this. So I don't really see why. I mean, we're obviously not going to win the Premier League, but we could potentially, with the squad we've got, we could potentially go all the way in the FA Cup. I don't think we will, but we potentially could do it. So if he was genuinely after titles, we would be linked to a club in Europe, or he'd be linked to the club in the MLS, not China. Not China for me. I'm sorry, I don't believe it. If he goes to the Chinese club, then it's money. Simple as. I mean, they all want money anyway. I mean, at the end of the day, if we were touted up by a different employer for the jobs that we do, and saying, you know, we'll increase your salary by 50%, we'd be right off. Of course, there's hypocrisy when it comes to that. Players don't care anymore. It's the jobs to them, as I said in previous videos, of players going to jump around club to club. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter to them. It matters to us because we love the club. But I agree with Noble when he said that he loves the club and we love him. You know, there wasn't much booing. I mean, there was a little bit of booing when he was substituted off. But anyway, going back to the game, Carroll came on for Arnautovic and played very, very well. Pellegrini is basically giving him a public gauntlet, saying he's got to play for a new contract, and you could see that Carroll is trying to do that. Didn't really do much in terms of the striker, but Arsenal's defence played okay. Most of the attack in the first and second halves were in midfield. You know, we had a few chances and blah blah, but you know, it was good all round play. Nasri came off and Snodgrass came on, and Snodgrass was hungry as ever. Apparently, he was quite angry from being left off the starting 11, and I absolutely get it, 100%. You know, he's been playing very well the last few games, so didn't deserve not to be in the starting 11. But you've got to respect the manager's decision. Nasri played very, very well. You know, played a lot better than he played in the Birmingham against Birmingham in the FA Cup. So he's coming back to the Nasri that we will remember from his City days, by the looks of it. Held the ball off very, very well, and when he was under challenges, put through some very, very good passes. So yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing what he can do over the next few weeks. And the final change was Antonio off and Obiang on, which pushed Snodgrass out on the wing. Now, for me, Obiang didn't do anything. The guys that worried me today, was Obiang wasn't really there. Ogbonna was worrying, to say the least. And that's about it. Everyone else saying played well. Zabaleta played well. Diop played fantastically well. I don't think Diop trusts Ogbonna in any shape or form. There was a classic example of that in the first half, where rather than passing to Ogbonna, he passed back to Fabianski, and Fabianski cleared it. Reason being was because in the first half, we were defending for our lives. Zabaleta passed the ball to Ogbonna, and Ogbonna seemed to track further back and passed it in the play with Noble, who had one of the Arsenal midfielders right up his arse. And fortunately, Noble was well on board with it, and basically just passed it out very well. So for me, man of the match, regardless of the goal, was Declan Rice yet again, because he was absolutely superb. Superb, as the Italian mafia call it. But no, he absolutely played brilliantly. Really, really loved it. Love watching him. So glad we've got him until the summer of 2024. So yeah, that's my thoughts on the game, guys. If you're new around here and you like what I'm doing, please hit the subscribe button and hit the notification bell so you get first dibs on all of the videos. By all means, as always, put your comments in the comment section below. It's great to see Jimmy and John interacting and talking to each other in the comments. It's great. It's a bit of a football bromance going on there. It's good. I'd like to see it. By all means, guys, please interact with each other. This is the whole point of the social media platform. If you like the video and you feel I deserve it, please click the like button, and please also share this video with anybody that you feel may want to watch it. I did get some data the other day for December, and 20 of my videos were shared last month, so thank you very much for that, guys. Thanks for spreading the love, and I hope to see more of you soon. In the next few days, there'll be a preview video of the away fixture to Palace, if I remember correctly. So keep an eye out for that. And in the meantime, guys, enjoy the rest of your weekend. All the best, and I will see you very, very soon. Take care.